Om Gurave Namah. Today we talk about Surya, and there's a very specific purpose for this video. Is what I intend to do is talk about a planet, of course, the nature of the planet, and more importantly, in which houses does this a particular planet give what kind of results, and we need to understand this without mugging up. So we start with Surya. When you when you try to understand the nature of Surya, you are given two statements uh, to learn, and these not statements, two terms, and these two terms can be very contradictory in nature because it can seem that these two words or the nature are very opposing to each other. On one hand, you learn that Surya is a Krura Graha. On the other hand, you learn that Surya is a Sattva Graha. So you see that Surya being Krura and Sattva at the same time can be seen as contradictory in nature and so much difficulty to understand. And for a student, for a beginner, it's probably true because Krura means harsh, fierce, while Sattva means somebody who wants to do good for you all the time. Sattva means somebody who is truthful. And if you add to that the very tattva of Surya, it is hot, it's Agni, and it's so hot that it can burn you. So you have harshness, you have truthfulness, and you have fiery heart. So no wonder Surya can get confusing. But then if you actually look at your own life, and one example that comes to me all the time is when I was in school, pretty much we all were terrified of the principal. Okay, the principal was uh, uh, Lieutenant Colonel Bhagwan Das. He was ex-army Lieutenant Colonel, retired, and he was really very harsh. He was very harsh, and he was very easy with the cane. Uh, but when I actually we really did not like our principal back then. But then if I look back at my own path which I have taken, he really meant good for us. So although his the way he taught us was very harsh, he was very truthful, uh, and he always had good for us. He always thought good for us. So that's someone who is Surya for you. So now we need to now understand, now that we have got this Krura, harshness, and Agni out of the way, at least the confusion is no longer there. Now let us go and see Surya is, how does Surya work in various houses in the horoscope. Let's see. Let's try to decode it. Let's try to decode it logically and just not mug it up. So let's see. So Surya has a fierce energy. Okay, it has a lot of Agni. It can burn anything. Okay, so this fierce nature of Surya is best, and it will work best for you if Surya is placed in the houses where you get challenges, or you have to go and fight, or there has to be some kind of gains. And for gains, you need to make some effort. So the fierce nature of Surya can best help you if Surya is in the house of the third house, which is Parakrama, your effort. So your effort will be very Agni based, so very focused. Agni is very focused. Uh, Agni always travels in a straight line. There's no crooked about Agni. So Surya gives excellent results in the house of Parakrama, that is the third house. Surya is good in the sixth house because you fight well. You have the energy of Surya with you, because basically the sixth house is your fights, your obstacles, and things like that. And the 11th house, and you can probably look at 11th house in different way. Surya in the 11th, which is the house of gains, is excellent. And please also remember that 11th house is the sixth house from the sixth house. So Surya is most auspicious. In fact, the best placement, according to me, most of the times is Surya in the 11th house, because there is a very specific word for it, which is called the Ekadasha Rudra. So if you have Surya in the 11th house, it is the most auspicious, called Ekadasha Rudra. And it also is such a great blessing. Uh, we astrologers, what we do is, when somebody actually asks, I want a muhurta for marriage, or I want a muhurta for housewarming, I want a muhurta for buying a car, or whatever. So if the ideal muhurta is not available, okay, for many reasons, maybe you have the ideal muhurta, but maybe it is 3 months down the line, and the client does not want to wait for 3 months. Okay, or maybe it's just not, that particular day is not just convenient for the client. So in such cases, when there are no other muhurtas available, we usually put Surya in the 11th house, and that is considered the best muhurta. But do this only when the actual muhurta is not available for whatever reasons it may be. Surya in the 10th house, excellent. Surya in the 10th house has an extra strength called Digbala, which means the blessings of the Dikpala is there. But however, this Dikpala, the quantum of Dikpala, how much, if I say from 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, whether it is 10, whether it is 7, Digbala is 6, it all depends on the nature of the sign Surya is placed in the 10th house. For example, you can remember Sri Rama's horoscope. Karka Lagna, 10th house is Mesha. Mesha is an Agni Rashi. Surya is placed in Agni Rashi Mesha and is exalted. So you see, this is a very exceptionally strong Surya. Okay, you can compare this with Surya. Surya may be in the 10th, but may not be as strong as being in an Agni Rashi and exaltation. So you need to compare the strength very carefully. Uh, not not everywhere is this fierce energy of Surya good for you. Like I said, it's good for you in the Parakrama 6th house and 11th house. But let's say you want to sit down and do some dhyana. Okay, you want to do some meditation. Then the fiery energy of Surya may not be very optimal, because for meditation or for spirituality, you need a more calm head. Uh, so Surya here can disturb, which means Surya in the houses of 4, 8 and 12, basically the Moksha Trikona, may not be as welcome. And that is why Maharishi Parashara actually says that for moksha or for spirituality, water signs are better. Okay, water signs, because water signs have the calm effect. Water also has a high amount of emotional, and also brings up a very high quantum of bhakti, which is required for your spirituality. Then we have trikonas. Okay, now trikonas is basically 5 and 9. When you compare these two again, you need to compare it in a little carefully, because both are good houses. Both are good houses. But when you compare 5 and 9, Surya is the Karaka for the 9th house. So Surya tends to like the 9th house a little bit more than the 5th house. Okay, but you need to remember, wherever Surya is, there is so much of energy, energy of that Agni there. So even if you have Surya being the Karaka of 9th house is fantastic, but then it can give differences of opinion with your father or father-like people. In the 5th house also it is very auspicious, but too much of Agni. Okay, wherever Surya goes, there is too much of Agni. So in the matters of children, there can be some kind of a deviation or disturbance. But again, how much of disturbance or may not be a disturbance depends on the holistic chart. I'm just giving you the nature of Surya and the houses. Now we come to houses where we need money. Okay, so basically our second house. Surya in the second house can give a lot of money. Okay, but be careful. You can also incur the wrath of the government. Okay, so you earn so much, then the government notices you, and then the government will say, okay, you come here, and there is you need to pay a high amount of tax. So there you go. 11th, as I said, is excellent for Surya. That is also the Ekadasha Rudra, as I said. Then comes Surya in Lagna. I hope I have not missed any Surya in Lagna. Basically, I'll talk about the 1-7 axis now. Surya in Lagna, which means Surya is sitting on your head. So there is a lot of Agni on your head. So pretty much nothing grows here. So people tend to be bald. So that is why every Jyotish classic says Surya in Lagna, receding hairline. Okay. But it can also give you high fevers, Mahajwaras and Mahajwara. Okay. And of course, loss of hair, difficulty. But it also means too much of pitta in the mind, which means constantly you are thinking of doing this, you're doing this, complete, there's a whole forest fire inside your head. So that may not be very good all the time. Okay, because you want to do too many things at the same time. Surya in the seventh, really not my favorite, because if Lagna is Udaya, if Lagna is the rising sign, rising of sun, the seventh house is the setting of sun, which is called the Astalagna, which is not really my, at least I would not welcome, not welcome. Also remember the natural seventh house of the zodiac, Surya has a debilitation. Okay, Surya's debilitation point is Libra, which is uh, the debilitation point, okay, of Surya. So in this way, I hope I have not missed any house there. If it is there, do remind me. I'll make another supplementary video. So in any case, this is the way we learn the nature of the planets. Learn logically, step by step. No use bugging up. Okay, so I'll see you very very soon with the next graha. Jai Shri Rama. Namaste.